Much has changed in Sudan since the protests that surged through the streets a year ago. But on Tuesday, tens of thousands of people were once again marching on what has become a symbolic day. One person was killed and several injured in the largely peaceful protests in Khartoum and in other parts of the country, including the restive Darfur region. Demonstrators such as Ahmed Abdelal are demanding swifter reform and greater civilian rule in the country's transition to democracy. June 30 was the day in 1989 when ousted leader Omar al-Bashir came to power in a military coup. In 2019, 30 years later, tens of thousands marched to pressure the generals who had recently assumed power after Bashir's ouster to resume negotiations with civilian opposition for a power-sharing deal. Today, Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok, a technocrat, governs the country in awkward tandem with the long, powerful military. The opposition coalition agreed to joint governance with the military in a 3-year transition towards free elections, but key parts of the deal have not been implemented, such as appointing civilian state governors and establishing a parliament. Protesters like Abdel Azim Hassan are calling for the government to stick to the agreement.
We believe this revolution needs to be monitored so as not to be hijacked by members of the former regime or even by political parties.
Hamdok's government has been preoccupied with a worsening economic crisis.
I do not want to portray a rosy picture.
Amid a plunging currency and annual inflation topping 100%. Last week, foreign donor nations pledged $1.8 billion to help Sudan, well below the $8 billion Hamdok says is needed. The crisis has been compounded by the coronavirus pandemic, which has diverted the resources of many donors.